Good morning, Warren Peacock here. On the matrix today, we can see the Australian dollar has gained 5 points overall. That was on the hourly chart on the back of the improved unemployment figures. The numbers came out more than double what was expected, so the Australian dollar certainly had a short-term rally. The Canadian dollar and the Swiss franc are holding steady. The US dollar has lost a couple of points overnight, down 3 points on the hourly chart. It lost two, so US dollar under a little bit of pressure. And we can see from the matrix, the Canadian dollar is the strongest. The euro remains the weakest overall. On the daily chart, we've got the US dollar still the strongest and the euro still the weakest. But the Canadian dollar is certainly coming through quite strongly at the moment, with the euro maintaining its weakness on the 4 hourly chart, and then the US dollar is weakest on the 1 hour chart, with the Canadian dollar strongest. It's going to be interesting to see whether this is a turnaround in the US dollar. The market is generally long US dollar, short euro, and short Australian dollar. We'll have to see what happens over the next few days or weeks. The daily charts for me are the important ones, so I would wait and see whether those change. The Canadian dollar's been on a score of 3 for a little while. It's been on 2, between 2 and 3. I would like to see those change before getting totally bullish on it. And the same with the US dollar on the negative side. I'd like to see that 7 start to reduce. And the Australian dollar, even though it's got the short term strength, still really weak on the dailies. Even the 4 hourly is still on a score of 2. And it does hover between sort of, last week we saw it on a 0. This week we've seen it go from 4 to 3. It's now sitting on 2. So the Australian dollar, yep, short term strength. The market still expects the Bank of Australia to reduce interest rates over time. Possibly one, maybe two more reductions in interest rates, and we'll just have to see now what the RBA does. Onto the charts, I'm going to have a look here. We've got the EuroCAD on the daily. We did speak about it the other day. It has broken that important support level. It's continued lower. We had a little bit of a high wave candle there. It was starting to look a bit positive for this pair, but the market sold it off yesterday. The Euro US dollar, this is interesting. There's a potential bottom formation here with a slightly higher low. Should this pair continue higher and break above resistance, we'd have the 89 next. If it breaks the 89, then up here is where I'd be looking at for the next resistance level. It's going to be interesting to watch this. If the US dollar does continue to weaken, then this pair might go up or go into consolidation, more based on US dollar weakness than euro strength. EuroCAD on the 4 hourly chart, we can see there the break quite clearly came back, tested resistance. I probably exited too early there. I did get stopped out, but there's a little bit of support forming over here. I'll have to see how that works out. If we go down to an hourly chart, it's a little bit clearer. If it does break below that low, I'll probably take a small short. And the only reason I take it small is that the trend is quite mature, so a little bit more risk attached to the trade. The dollar CAD, this is quite an interesting one. We can see this important support level has been broken overnight. It started yesterday. Markets moved lower. The higher time frames will give a better picture. We can see really strong consolidation. Those levels have been broken. The daily chart, however, is still trending up. The price has come back to the 89 EMA. I'd like to see a proper reversal coming through, or if the trend does change, then I'd start to look at shorts. So at the moment, I still have a bullish bias. We'll just see what happens off this EMA. Thank you. I'll chat again tomorrow.